Okay, welcome. This should be a pretty short video, part 2, looking at some information for you about deadlines, a little bit more about detail with grading and expectations. So what you see here on the left is what we call the objectives calendar in a modern classroom, and on the right obviously is more of a traditional calendar. On the objectives calendar over here on the right, you can see a little more about the detail of what you are accomplishing and what kind of tasks you are doing to accomplish that. You also have a target deadline of when you need to complete that by, and then kind of what some of the materials are or what the skills or standards are that you are working with in that lesson. So as then you look at the traditional one, it has some of the big dates, if we'd have any vacation days or big events, and also what you have for your deadlines for each of the tasks within this unit before the summative. Also, some things will be added to this traditional thing as they come up. For example, during this next couple weeks, I know Miss Obranovich is going to want to come in and talk to us. She is the new IB coordinator, and she's going to come talk to you about the personal project opportunity in 10th grade. We'll add that onto this traditional calendar so you are ready for it in class that day. Another thing is we have district testing coming up, so that will also be added on. Often, as we're going through a unit, major things like that will come up that we did not get a chance to put on a calendar before I printed it, that are kind of unrelated to the course, but are definitely related to you as a student here at Cooper. So we'll add those things on. As far as deadlines go, we may move a deadline later for you, but I will never move a deadline earlier. So at the least you can be comfortable knowing, you said Wednesday, I'll never move it to a Tuesday. I may end up pushing it back for you to like a Thursday or a Friday, but I would never move it earlier. You guys need to kind of make plans as well, so I will try to stick to as many of the things that are on the calendar as we can for your mental health, so you can kind of plan your days. A couple of details about grading. As you look at this, mastery checks and summatives will be scored using the MYP rubrics and criteria. So you will see specific rubrics in your packet, for example, with the summative assessment. So you have a sense of what you have to do and how you have to do it to do well on these assignments. It's looking again at the criteria of analyzing, organizing, producing some form of text, and your use of language. Mastery checks and packets will have typically things you must do. I've tried to really kind of pare it down to the things that I think are really important skills for you to do to demonstrate mastery. My goal in this class is to prepare you for the higher level IB course in 11th grade, and so that's what all of this is kind of geared towards. Sometimes a should do is a task that I think you should do if maybe you might need more practice. It's something that sometimes kids have found to be more challenging. And then some of you like to push yourselves, and so there will be some aspire to do types of tasks, and those assignments will be things that you're done with everything and you want a little bit more to learn about with this. I might have an aspire to do. You will come up and ask me. I don't have them in the packet. I will hand those to you as you ask. You'll get credit for them and then just kind of push you a little bit further. And then a reminder that your course grade is 70% summative work and 30% kind of everything else formative, quiz work, practice work, finishing your packet, stuff like that. Here then is the conversion, because in Infinite Campus you will see you end up with a letter grade, which is not correlating to necessarily the criteria on a rubric so much. It goes through this lens, kind of that A through NC, where you have at the top showed mastery on enough of those assignments to earn that percentage of a 93/100 to get the A, or at the very least, the bottom, I won't have enough data and you haven't shown mastery because I have insufficient work. I don't have enough to give you the grade for the course. Expectations are really, these are specific to room 242 in here. I expect you to take responsibility for how you act, what kind of attitude you're bringing to this, and the learning that is in this class. I am here to support you and help you be successful, and that is my goal. But you have to meet me part way. I cannot do all of it. Number 2, respect yourself, respect the people around you, and this space, this room is my home all day. So you are welcome in here. You are welcome to use the things you need. But remember, I am trapped in here all day, so we try to kind of take care of it so I can manage that and manage my sanity. And also respect for what I'm trying to do. You may not like it, and I'm fine with that, but you still have to do some things in here to demonstrate success. Distractions to learning are not open to negotiation. You need to be off of your devices during instruction so you get the lesson, you know what's going on, and you don't have to stop and interrupt someone else's learning and say, what are we doing? What are we supposed to be doing? That's just not fair to the rest of the people who are learning, so let's all listen and kind of pace ourselves that way to get started. And then work time, I will let you know what types of devices you may be working on once we have that during class hours. Be ethical, thoughtful, and a person of good character. That is super important to me. Using things appropriately, using appropriate language, appropriate behavior, all that kind of stuff. We definitely will have some fun in here, but it's still school, right? And so that's the language and the behavior and kind of that idea of ethically being a good person. That's something I will expect from the moment you walk into my room. Believe in your ability to achieve in this class. I already believe in it. It's a clean slate for anybody, however you feel about English classes. If you are present and engaged, you are going to be successful. You determine how successful you want to be. And if you want to get an A, I will help you get there. Be open to others and willing to learn about people whose opinions are different from your own. That is the amazing thing about Cooper, is we have lots of really different people with lots of different ideas, and everybody has something to bring to the table. So I'm hopeful we can share that kind of information together in a safe space and learn from one another.